everyone, it's Shannon Shea with the Geeky In Report, Comic-Con International 2017. Again, we have seen so many amazing things. My mind is literally boggling at the awesome that is at this convention. Now, some of that awesome I've kind of discovered a little bit earlier this week. We didn't have a chance to talk with them then, but we're here now with Chronicle Collectibles. We've got Amy Garrett and Alex Alva, and they're going to tell us a little bit about their company, about the artists involved, and just about some of the cool figurines and models that you see here. So let's just give a start. Tell us a little bit about your company, how it got started.
Well, our two owners, Paul Francis and Clay Brown, started this company under the aspect that they really, really love film. They love the artwork and the artists that are involved in it. So the entire principle was taking the original artifacts from screen-used props, original assets from things, original artwork, original artists, and actually building really truly 100% authentic prop replicas and figure replicas, costume replicas, anything along those lines. So they really instilled the belief that you actually can have these really, really beautiful pieces in your own home and actually being able to get them to a private collection.
I think this is something that's very new, it seems to be, to the industry as well as to, not just the fans. We wanted movie stuff from the beginning, but the film industry now seems to be suddenly realizing, wait, people do want this stuff. Because I remember reading an interview with Debbie Reynolds years ago when she started collecting. They were like, why do you want to take that home? Who's going to want the ruby slippers again? They've been worn. Everybody wants the ruby slippers. So this is, I think, is a little bit of a continuation and maturation of that interest. They finally realized it, and I'm excited to see all that's here. Tell us a little bit about some of the things that are just, maybe it's been really popular this weekend that people have been pointing out, or is your personal favorites?
Well, I do have to give a shout out to Alex Alva, this beautiful piece behind me. He's tirelessly working on this right before the show. You know, with the beautiful technology that we have nowadays, we can actually 3D print in-house, which is really beautiful. Our chief 3D artist, Dean Tolliver, just did a beautiful sculpt of Ed Harris. But with technology, everything doesn't go as perfectly as planned, most likely. So, we dealt with some weird things of print failures and just stuff that you normally see in prototyping that nobody normally worries about until we really want to show it at a Comic-Con. So between Dean, Kyle, Shay, and Alex, they busted their booties on this piece, and it's gorgeous. I love it. It's one of my personal favorites of things that we've put out. But I got to give a shout out to the Man in Black piece and a shout out to our crew because they pulled it off really, really well, and it's gorgeous.
And it is absolutely, and so true to life. I mean, everything from his frown and all the marks in his skin, it's incredible. So what all did you have to do to work on this? Tell us a little about the finishing going on.
It was a 4, maybe 5-day project. The biggest thing is that we do everything in-house, and so from concept with Mike Champion, our concept artist, this really came together when we got the digital assets completed, and then when we completed those, we print them in-house. So rather than mold and cast and traditional sculpt, it's all 3D, and so that helped us to print them in-house, which helped on time. And we knew that we had, because of the licensor, that we had to get a piece here that was worthy of showing off, and so we kind of put all hands on deck. Once the prints were done, it was just, let's get these things seamed up, let's get them to a point where we can get them primered, and let's get them to a point where we can paint and it can be a finished piece. And so that's really what you're seeing now, is that the culmination of a bunch of people putting their hands on this thing to push this thing through.
Do you think that 3D printing has really helped the commercial aspect of this sort of thing versus hand sculpting, which I'm sure is far more labor intensive? How do you think that has changed the industry a little bit in this direction?
Well, for us, specifically for Comic-Con, last year we didn't have 3D printers.
Oh, gosh.
We were outsourcing our 3D prints. We're talking about thousands and thousands of dollars of difference in being able to do other things with the company. And so to have it in hand, 8 to 10 to 12 to 24 hours later, a piece that you can have move to production and get it really faster to the fan.
Yeah.
That's the whole point, is to get it faster to, when we show this piece off, that's the question we get, well, when can I buy it? Well, now that we're able to do that, we're going to make some tweaks to it, because there's some things that we like to change per the licensor, but other than that, it's a pretty fast process now that we know what it's supposed to look like. And so that's really how it's helped us in terms of getting stuff to the fans.
Awesome. And I noticed, because as you know, I'm Ellie Sattler from Jurassic Park here, so obviously...
Fantastic.
Oh,
by the way.
thank you very much. Last minute, but thank you. I'm going to talk about the dinosaurs because total fan here, and Jurassic World 2, of course, filming now, going to be out, I think it's in 2019. Tell us a little bit about these. Are these actual molds from Legacy and from Stan Winston's shop?
Well, the raptor egg that is in the back is actually a Stan Winston casting that we borrowed from a wonderful Bobby LaDuca. But the baby raptors were actually a concept piece of artwork from Crash McCreary. I think he started drawing for Jurassic in 1990. And so, I mean, there were 3 years between the start of concept to really bring all of the puppetry and the animation to life. But this was one of the cutest pieces of artwork that we've ever seen. And obviously, they probably got cut from the movie just because you're supposed to be terrified of the raptors in Jurassic Park, and these guys are super adorable. You would not be able to be terrified of them.
You kind of want to pet them, and
Right?
you do,
Right.
little cats or something.
Exactly. So we actually have worked with several different people, including Crash himself, to get these pieces together, and we did digitally sculpt these. But it was really awesome because when we first started working on this, Crash actually mocked up the back of the artwork for us, because when you're taking something from 2-dimension to 3-dimension, you've got to kind of interpret a little bit. So it was really neat to have him so involved, which is really what we try to do with our company. But just to have his participation and his willingness to, say, mock up something from behind and kind of help art direct this piece with Paul. He is going to be signing this piece, so when people do get their production run, he'll have a signed plaque in there.
That is a bonus for all fans, especially of this cute artwork.
Absolutely.
And so you're very much for the artists when it comes to making sure that they're involved. That it's not just, okay, we're just taking and walking away. Thanks, guys. Sorry for that. You really want to give a nod to the original artists who designed these things and brought them to life for us in the movies originally.
Especially because that's why we all have nostalgia for them, because they worked so hard on it. We just want to make sure that we're doing an honor to them.
Yeah, and I would say, as someone who replicates their work, it's much harder to do it one time as an artist for a movie, but then to have to replicate someone else's work, you kind of have to get it right. And so, especially with this piece here, there was no color version of that. And so we had to work really close with Crash to say, hey, what kind of pattern did you want on these baby raptors? And we did the first round of paint, the first round of capturing the pattern. It was wrong, and he wanted something more defined, and so we made a couple revisions, and he pretty much approved where they're at.
Awesome. And I know my reaction to it. What have you been seeing in the fans and the crowd's reactions as they walk by, their faces, and how's the reaction been this Comic-Con?
Oh, they've been really excited. I mean, I think the Indominus has probably gotten most attention in this case, other than the giant T-Rex up on top.
Which you'll see in just a minute.
Yeah. I also, again, she is not done justice in the case over here, and I guess we can move down and let him get some photos of that. But it was really exciting to get to work on Indominus, because we actually worked directly with Glenn McIntosh from ILM, Industrial Light and Magic, who actually designed the I-Rex. So when we actually met him at Comic-Con last year, and this whole year he's been working with us to make sure that all of her details were correct, all of the scarring's in the right place, and when we got to the level of designing our I-Rex T-Rex diorama in the fight scene kind of there at the end, he helped us pose everything in a really dynamic way to make sure that it was screen accurate, but also something that could be 2 standalone pieces or have the bases put together and actually be one big diorama.
So in many ways, these are very personalized. They've actually been touched by the artists that helped create them to make sure that they are very much what you remembered in the film.
Right, exactly.
And how much, this is the question, are you selling them here, or are people ordering them online? How would you go about ordering one of these pieces?
All of our direct sales are through our website, chroniclecollectibles.com. The baby raptors and the velociraptor egg and and the John Wick coin that we made through Lionsgate. Those are all up for pre-order. We kind of use San Diego Comic-Con as a good outlet to release new product so that everybody can kind of see what our plans are for the next several months. But we should have the IREX coming up really shortly, the Man in Black, our Thulsa piece. We should have those up for pre-order in the next probably 2 months.
And how much can someone, let's say the Raptors for instance, how much is someone going to, one-of-a-kind kind of pieces here, again, not one-of-a-kind, but very personalized kind of pieces, how much does someone expect we're going to be paying for something like this?
Well, the baby Raptors are on sale right now for $650. We do offer 3, 6, and 10-month no-interest payment plans for all of our direct sale customers, just because we've made a lot of Jurassic pieces here in the last 9 months. We've released a lot of product, and it's not fair if we are going to open a pre-order while we're getting a product manufactured for you to have to spend $650 to put down on something. But if you can spend $65 a month while we're manufacturing, and we're getting the product done and we're getting pre-production samples and things in, so we can always let the customers know what's going on and how things are going, but they can order as we are doing all of this, and then by the time their 10-month payment plan's over, we're already shipping. So it's kind of a win-win for everybody.
But again, with the price, it's really not that bad when you're thinking of a piece that's this detailed, this personalized by the artists that do touch them and make them possible for us in the movie. So it really is a good price if you are looking for that special item. You want it on your mantle, you want it on your desk, somewhere. You want this. I'm just saying, you want this. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for coming by. You guys have been such a pleasure to talk to, and it's always really wonderful to meet other people who are so passionate and so involved in this artwork that we create.
Well, artists are artists are life, people. I'm serious. Without art, we need art because it makes our lives beautiful. So this is Chronicle Collectibles. You're going to want to stop by. So you got an hour or two left if you're at Comic-Con to come by and see this gorgeous stuff, and go to chroniclecollectibles.com if you want to take a look at some more gorgeous pieces. Place an order. They do have a payment plan. And otherwise, this is Shannon Shea with the Geeky In Report. We'll have more for you from Comic-Con International.